So glad that you joined me today. Now, many of us grew up with the song, This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. There's a number of verses that we'd sing over the years, and even one about hide it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine. How often is it that we actually stop and think about how our lights are shining, or even light in general? This topic is very interesting because we think that, well, Jesus is in our lives, we're Christians, and so that means that automatically. No, it's not true. It's not something that's automatic. It's not something that you just turn on or turn off in the morning or at night or whenever you want to. It's a lifestyle that we need to live. Being a Christian means being someone that is called out of, someone that's set apart from, someone that is so extremely different that it makes others take notice. During the times of the disciples and when Christianity was first getting formed, people chose that. They literally left their families. Their families cast them out because they wanted nothing to do with them. They were so drastically different because they followed Jesus that there was no way to be able to stay. Is that something that people can say of us today? Are we really different? Or are we just going along with the status quo? Or are we're Christians, but it's Christian in name, and it's only a couple hours one day a week. Worship is something that continues day by day. It culminates on the day that you worship on. Specifically, as we look at the Bible tells us that it's the seventh day Sabbath that worship culminates on. But we need to be worshiping Jesus every single day of the week. That's what God calls us to. The verse that we're taking a look at today is found in Matthew chapter 5, in verse 16. It says this: "Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven." Now that should be the theme of our life, not with trying to get recognition from those around us, but everything that we're doing shows the love language of heaven to everybody. And if you haven't caught on yet, let's touch on that for just a moment. The love language of heaven is that of service. That's what God calls us to do. He calls us to serve each other no matter what denomination we're in, no matter what's going on, to love and serve each other and point each other back to God and to what He continually calls us to do. We're called to live a different life. We're called to be a different people. We're called in a very dark generation to make sure that the light is shining so that as others see this, they know who we love, they know who we worship, and they know who we follow. Thanks again for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue to study God's Word together. God bless.